Nigeria, oh our Nigeria. Nigeria. Bukar Abba Ibrahim, the man who touched my life. This is the part one. And I want to start with quote. He had a good heart. See where he died. I coined this because he died in Mecca. But there is one by Thomas Campbell. To live in hearts we leave behind is not to die. Daga Allah sai talaka, meaning service to the poor, after that to God, was his campaign slogan. Bukar Abba Ibrahim was a man whose life was spent in service to the people. This was reflected more in his method of governance that was skewed towards empowering the people. When Yobe was created in 1991, the state itself was rural, and Damaturu, the state capital, was not better than a big village. Elected on the platform of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, he became the state's first democratically elected governor and was in office between January 1992 and November 1993, when the late General Sani Abacha sacked the democratic contraption of that time. He came back, though, in 1999, where he served for 2 terms under the flag of the All People's Party, APP. A first-class brain and an excellent quantity surveyor graduate of the prestigious Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. He was a one-time commissioner for works in the old Borno state. He deployed his knowledge and administrative acumen to build structures in the young state of Yobe. With a style of leadership that can be defined as laissez-faire, he allowed his appointees freedom to make decisions, believing that those invested with responsibility must be responsible people. Through this method, he built over 3,000 houses that accommodated both public and private sector workers, as well as roads, schools, hospitals, clinics, and factories that bring in revenue to the state. Amongst his projects spread across the state are the Yobe Flour Mills Company in Potiskum, Fertilizer Company in Gujba, Printing Press in Damaturu, Polythene and Sacks Industry in Damaturu, Dofarga Spring Water Company in Gulani, and a modern abattoir in Damaturu. Others are the Yobe State University, School of Nursing, Damaturu, College of Health Sciences, Nguru, College of Legal and Islamic Studies, Nguru, Yobe State Polytechnic, Gaidam, College of Agriculture, first in Mahmudo, Potiskum, then later taken to Gujwa, and the Yobe Mosque and Islamic Center in Damaturu. No wonder many call him the father of modern Yobe. However, Bukar Abba will be remembered for his simplicity and humility and his love for people. He was never one to shun a person who sought his audience, regardless of that person's low standing in society. It was not uncommon to see him discussing heartily with beggars, invalids, or the physically challenged. Whoever he interacted with came out with their dignity intact because of the rapt attention he accorded them. Perhaps this was a result of his guiding principle of life, being an avowed welfareist who had Malam Aminu Kano as his ideal. He not only had a son named after him, but till he died, he wore the Dara, Aminu Kano's type of red cap. Many people got the surprises of their lives when they saw him in events they deemed beneath their status to grace. He will be seen in the house of the lowest of commoners, if invited for a wedding or naming ceremony. He was equally at home with the house as he was with the have-nots. In 1999, his first official outing was to our house at Benkalio in Damaturu to attend the wedding party of my younger sister, Isa, named after the mother of the late Baba Shehuri, a great friend of our late father. He had great respect for our father, the late Alhaji Sulaiman Gimba Ahmed, who died on 8 January 2013. This made the late Emir of Fika, His Royal Highness Alhaji Abali ibn Muhammad Idrisa, delegate him, that's our father, to go to the governor and intercede on behalf of his people. The politics of Yobe then, certain tribes were not in the same party with the governor, and so you see a lot of negative attitudes by some people anyway towards them. The Bolawa were seen as die-hard People's Democratic Party adherents because of their notable sons, the late Malam Adamu Chiroma and Adamuina Waziri, who were founders and torchbearers of the party. In any case, the Bolewa, except for recently, had always been politically centrist. They were with the late Sardauna of Sokoto's Northern People's Congress, NPC, and later with the National Party of Nigeria, NPN. And so some influential people in Bukar's government started posting the Bolewa civil servants to the state's equivalent of Siberia, which necessitated the late Emir to send our late father, who was at Government College Maiduguri, earlier than the governor, for him to meet him for a truce. And everything normalized thereafter. During his tenure as governor, especially between 1999 and 2007, his main running mate, to borrow from the late governor of Kano, Sabo Bakinzuo, was Adamuina Waziri, a prince of Fika and doyen of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the state. The late Bakinzuo had a running battle with the late Abubakar Rimi, as they belonged to two different factions of Malam Aminu Kano's People's Redemption Party, PRP. And when Zuo was contesting for the governorship of Kano and was asked by pressmen who his running mate was, instead of him to name his deputy, he mistook that for a competitor, like someone he was running a 100-meter dash against. He quipped, "It is that boy, Abubakar Rimi." I recall a day in February 2003 when Bukar Abba asked me if I thought Adamu Waziri would be a good governor for Yobe State. The question took me by surprise because I had gone to see him on another matter entirely apolitical, being a journalist. I was in the government house sitting room at about 8 p.m. and just a few guests were there hanging around. I recall one security man telling me to go because it was late, and an advice I ignored. Then Bukar, whom I believe saw me on the CCTV monitor, sent for me, and I was taken to his bedroom. That was a great honor. He was sitting on his bed while I sat on the carpet in front of him. After initial greetings, he asked why I was there late. Done with that, he asked me about a marriage I was to contract that month and asked me how much the dowry was. When I told him, he laughed heartily and said, "Why is it this much? Or is it because she is Fulani?" He too was Fulani. He got up and went to our wardrobe where he counted the amount and gave it to me. Then the bombshell. "Do you think Adamu Waziri will be a good governor for Yobe?" he asked me. Gubernatorial elections were to be held in the next 2 months, and Waziri of the PDP was a threat. My mind went into a spin. I thought he was trying to trap me. Something told me that he had asked because there was this political misconception in Yobe that every Baboli was regarded as a PDP loyalist and therefore will vote for the party. He, that's Bukar, did not even know that at that moment I was more with Tijani Musa Tumsa who was not exactly politically chummy with Waziri. 4 years earlier, I had given my voter's card to Nasiru Hassan Yusuf, who was contesting for the House of Assembly in Bukar Abba's party when I was leaving Damaturu to come to Potiskum. But knowing him to be a straightforward man who believed people telling him something were truthful, I gave him an answer from deep within my heart, an answer I believed in. The answer I gave him will come to you in part 2. Thank you.